Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Belfour.
Well, thanks again for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today I am in studio and I'm joined by Shannon. Shannon, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's always fun to get to talk about Belfour property restoration.
Yes. We've been working with Belfour, golly, before they became Belfour when it was FSA full steam ahead. So really, really happy to be here and excited to talk about all the things they do for the community in our area.
Well, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with Belfour like?
Yeah, well, so I work for the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, so of course I'm out and about in the community all the time. I oversee our business development services for our community as a whole for the chamber. So I'm doing a lot within the area when it's working with our law enforcement, so our fire department, our police station, several different events throughout the area. I also oversee our ambassador program, which we have 32 individuals that are business owners and leaders here in our community. And Belfour is always ones, they are always willing to help and assist whenever we're in need of anything, whether it be sponsoring a breakfast, sponsoring a dinner, hosting an event, or just, coming and talk about all the many services that they provide. As well as, I even got a phone call the other day from our police station. Shannon, it's on a Sunday too. So yes, on a Sunday I get those calls. Can you send us somebody? All of our files are actually getting destroyed right now. And at the police station, as we know, we don't need those the files to actually get destroyed. So Belfour was there, honestly, within a 45-minute time frame on a Sunday, ready to help and assist where needed. They were able to clear out everything very quickly and had everything up and running within less than a week time frame, which that's amazing, especially when it comes to community service like that. So really, Belfour it's a small business, even though it's an international business, but they are still the company that everybody knows the different men and women that work there, but they're always willing to assist whenever needed.
What is the community response like?
Yeah, so Belfour, they are first to jump up and help and assist, whether, like I said, they're sponsoring something or if they're just coming out, they're popping popcorn at some of our different events or handing out koozies, pins. They have some really good pins too. But they're always willing to be out there in the community and really just be able to help, whether the business is small or the homeowner is small, something extremely big, they're always willing to lend a hand. A lot of their upper management is very big in the community. Most of them have actually been in the Myrtle Beach area for almost all their lives, if not all their life. So they are, a strong knit when it comes to really helping the Grand Strand area, as well as, honestly, the whole state as the Belfour, but they are an international company, which you would have never known that just because of the fact that they are that mom and pop type place that are always willing to, they know your name, you may have kids or a dog, so they're always willing.
Well, not to mention, they do a fantastic job too.
They do a fantastic job. Yeah, so, I know that they work at a lot of, even the hotels, the restaurants, attractions, but I personally know a lot of different individuals that have used them within their household, and they're great. The guys that come in, they actually have manners, yes ma'am and no ma'am. So when the guys that are out in the field, when they're coming in, whether it be your home or your business, they are definitely treating it like their own home, using those booties to cover up their shoes so they're not tracking in anything. And us as the homeowner, we don't have to worry about vacuuming up after them or anything like that, which is a big deal. But yeah, no, they have a great group of individuals. I want to say that the Belfour here maybe has less than 50 employees, but all of those employees, they're always just extremely nice. That's huge. But I will say, when it comes to the community support, they're always willing, whether it's a sponsorship monetarily, or if they're just there just to lend a hand, which is huge because, some people are just willing to write a check and move on to the next. One of the things that they do is they really encourage their staff to actually get involved, volunteer, come out to events.
This story is sponsored by Belfour.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Welcome to Burgess Community Garden. This is a new concept for us that we just started last year. We have this beautiful land, 5 acres, and we happen to have an opportunity to indeed grow and develop and decide what it is we're going to do on this land. One of the things I've done for a long time is I've done outreach. And so not only am I part of the Unity Burgess community, but the outreach community also, is that I was listening to a program by the Boys and Girls Club of the Southern East region. And one of the organizations, I think in Alabama, indicated that they had a food bank and a community garden. So back in 2018, we had inherited this, and then last year I thought, oh, this will be wonderful because we'll be able to bring in the Burgess community, the surrounding community that was historically Black and now is very diverse, but also all the groups of people that we work with. We work with Help for Kids, and we've long worked and supported them, as well as the Boys and Girls Club of Myrtle Beach and Helping Hand and Family Justice. What a good opportunity to indeed start to use the land to indeed provide produce and vegetables to help all the community in terms of that, because as everyone knows, or many of us know, is that hunger is still a reality. What is it we could do to invest in the community? Bringing what it is we produce and having the community help us produce some of that, the local community help us in terms of feeding those that are in need. And that's individuals, that's communities, that's organizations. So as a result of that, Ken, who is my major master only gardener at this point in time, knew what to do in terms of building the garden. So these 2 gardens were produced as demonstration gardens, and they're primarily herbs and spices and some vegetables. And so we've grown from there. I had written a grant, Home Depot indeed responded to it, so we got a $3,200 grant indeed to build vegetable beds, and that's what we did. They came out and they built 12 beds for us so that we could indeed grow the produce that is needed and necessary and wanted by the community that I have indicated earlier.
Well, today I am at Coastal Comics with the owner, Drew Johnson. How are you?
Good, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. We got so much to talk about. I mean, let's get to the elephant in the room here. You're a comic guy.
A little bit, you know, you might say that. I started collecting when I was about 8. Did it my whole life, and it's kind of spiraled into having my own store the last 10 years.
And you have pretty much a little something for everyone.
Yeah, we've got old stuff, new stuff, action figures, posters, little gaming, you name it, we probably got it. If not, I'll get it for you.
I love that. So you actually brought some examples of some pretty rare comics that you have as well.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring a few things to show that you don't walk into a store and see on a daily basis, so I thought that might be a treat for everyone.
So walk me through, we were talking about this earlier, that these are in cases because they've been graded?
Yeah, that's the big trend in comics the last few years, getting your more valuable or more rare comics graded. It helps a lot of things, it helps preserve the comics. You and a potential buyer know exactly what you have in the comic as far as the grade and condition. Just helps everybody all the way around, and they look really cool in the case.
They do, of course. But what constitutes something being graded well? Is it the condition? Is it how old it is?
It's all about condition. Most collectibles, whether it be toys, video games, a lot of those are now being graded as well. It's about condition. So it used to be having the particular comic was, oh, I have the comic. Now it's having the comic in the perfect grade or a very high grade. This is an example of first appearance of Captain America in Marvel Comics, signed by Stan Lee. This one is from 1964. It's graded 7.0, which is pretty high for a book that's, you know, pushing 60, 70 years old. So that's why you get them graded, because not only do they look nice, they display well, and they will no longer deteriorate.
And you were saying the new comics come out on Wednesdays?
Every Wednesday's new release day, so that's probably our busiest day. People want to see what's out that week. There's always a new first appearance. There's always a hot comic everybody's looking for.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by AIM Acupuncture and Integrative Medicine.
Well, y'all know I love coming to AIM Acupuncture, and I have the treat of getting a quick second to talk to Dr. Tanya Weber. Thanks for chatting with me today.
Thanks for chatting with me. We appreciate you being here and hearing all these wonderful stories.
I get to hear so many great stories about what you actually get to do on a daily basis here at AIM.
Well, that's why I'm smiling all the time, right?
know,
Because
sure
I have the
is.
best job in the world, y'all.
What initially drew you to acupuncture in the first place?
Funny you ask. Everybody asks that.
Yeah.
And I was my typical patient.
Really?
I was my typical patient. I had no idea what acupuncture was good for. I was in my mid-20s. I had intractable migraines. Like, out of 7 days a week, I probably had a migraine 6 days a week. Yes.
Oh, no.
I would
So
wake
bad.
at 4 a.m. in my bed vomiting from the pain. Couldn't even get to the bathroom. Maybe that's TMI, but it's life.
She keeps it real.
Yeah, it's life. I went to see every specialist out there. I thought I had a brain tumor. I thought I was dying. Like, why is a 20-year-old suffering like this?
Yeah.
Excuse me, mid-20s suffering like this? And then finally, my little family doctor in little Nowhereville, South Carolina, this little town called Peak, doesn't even have a stoplight. Dr. Carol Penner, third generation MD there. He took me into his office. I vividly remember he moved the hunting magazines out of the way for me to sit down. And when he takes you into his office, it's usually to tell you you've got 6 months left to live. It's never for good news. And he sat there and he looked at his thumbs and he's twiddling his thumbs and he's like, and he's mumbling. He's known for that. But you have to be from where I'm from to really laugh at that. I love him. And Tanya, I don't know, we've done da-da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what else to do for you. We've done, and he's listing all the things. He's like, I know you tried acupuncture before you came to see me. And I said, wait, Dr. Carroll, what did you say about acupuncture? He says, well, I know you tried acupuncture before you came to see me. Your parents have used it for years. What? And me, in all my brilliance, like I said, I'm my typical patient. I said, yeah, for back pain, but my head hurts.
There you go.
He flipped through his Rolodex. This tells you how long ago it was. He pulled out the card, Dr. Bill Skelton down in Columbia, 803-256-1000 if you're watching this from Columbia. And he sent me to see Dr. Bill.
And it was history?
And it was history. Like, he fixed me. And I had tried everything. I'd even been on FDA drug trials because I was such a meticulous note taker. Nothing had worked. Acupuncture worked. I couldn't get this out of my head. A couple of years later, I just quit my life. And I went back to school again. Best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did. And now I'm passing this on to you guys out there in need.
Love it. So for people that don't know, what are the types of ailments that you're able to treat here at AIM?
Well, we specialize in the chronic things. The things where people have just, she doesn't know this yet because look at her, she's like 12 and beautiful. But like, you're just getting older, you're gonna have to live with it. Here, take this pill and then these 25 others. Like, we specialize in, I guess you could say we specialize in hope. So when there's this chronic thing that other doctors have no answer for, give us a call because chances are we can help you. And if we can't help you, maybe we can direct you to a place that can.
And that's the best way to be.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
All right, so if somebody is watching this right now and they want to make an appointment and get started with y'all, how does that process
Y'all
work?
put our number right here on the screen, please. Y'all call this number. My wonderful team will get you, they'll explain everything. It all starts with a consultation because we can't help everybody. we'll sit down, we'll say, yes, this looks like something we can treat, and this looks like what the path to wellness looks like for you. And we'll lay it all out for you. And it's quite simple. It's really that simple.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by AIM Acupuncture and Integrative Medicine.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.